In the hushed corridors of royal tradition, some figures walk with a quieter step. But that silence can be deceiving, because even the most grounded faces in the monarchy can find themselves caught in tides they didn't see coming. This time, it's not William or Harry, not Charles, but Mike and Zara Tindall, the couple long considered the modern heartbeat of a fading royal ideal. Now, subtle shifts, whispered pressures, and carefully chosen words may suggest their royal chapter is heading into unfamiliar territory. Before we dive in, there's something I need to share with you. Over the past few days, thousands have watched these stories unfold, but most haven't subscribed. If you're one of them, I invite you now to join us. Subscribe to Crownverse so you never miss the next chapter in this unfolding royal history. Zara Tindall is no stranger to the firm's traditions. Born to Princess Anne and Mark Phillips, raised without a royal title, and trained in the subtle art of royal grace without the formal burden. She represents the royal fringe, just far enough from the throne to feel free, yet close enough to know the weight of the crown. Mike Tindall, her husband, brings something else entirely. A Rugby World Cup champion, a man shaped not by court protocols, but by stadium roars and locker room candor. Together they formed a union unlike any other in the royal family, modern, robust, and oddly relatable. Yet, as 2024 gave way to 2025, subtle signs began to emerge that not even this seemingly unshakable pair was immune to the quiet tremors now rippling through the institution they orbit. Publicly, they remain the picture of resilience, but dig deeper, and a more complex portrait begins to form. What we know is this. Zara has spoken openly, though carefully, about the pressures of royal life. In an earlier interview, she said plainly, "It is a family that is still going through the same struggles other people do." It's a candid acknowledgement that behind the palace windows, the same burdens play out: parenting, aging, expectation, scrutiny. That line alone reframes what many once thought, that Zara, lacking a title, was somehow beyond the palace machinery. She isn't. And then there's Mike, charismatic, casual, and deeply trusted by the public. But even he has let slivers of discomfort surface. When asked whether he would accept a royal title if it were offered, he didn't hesitate. "I would definitely turn that down," he said. It was a revealing answer. On the surface, modest, but underneath it raised a more pressing question. Why would such an offer, or the identity shift it implies, even be on the table? That's where the speculation begins. As the royal family continues its slow but determined path towards slimming down, observers have noticed something else: a vacuum. One that increasingly brings figures like Zara and Mike closer to the institutional spotlight, whether they want it or not. They're not working royals, but they're visible, trusted, beloved even. And with other senior members, Andrew exiled, Harry absent, Charles battling health challenges, the monarchy's supporting cast is more vital than ever. Could Zara and Mike find themselves drawn further in? Some believe it's already happening. Their increased presence at royal events has not been unnoticed. From state banquets to polo galas, jubilee celebrations to overseas appearances, the Tindalls have shown up, not just as family, but as representatives. But this visibility carries weight, and increasingly, scrutiny. It was during one of these public outings that Mike gave what many believe was a revealing slip. When asked about his post-retirement life, he remarked, "It's not that easy." The context was casual, but the tone layered. It was easy to dismiss, until you pair it with the couple's rising royal visibility, the evolving family dynamics, and the growing speculation about whether the Tindalls are being unofficially ushered in to more central roles. Sources close to the palace, unnamed but persistent, suggest that Zara and Mike may be at a crossroads. They represent a version of royalty that's sporty, affable, and scandal-free, but they also lack the formal infrastructure that shields working royals. This puts them in a peculiar position, relied upon, but not fully protected. And now the rumors. Whispers that Mike, despite his easy charm, has found the increased scrutiny more taxing than expected. That Zara, long praised for her independence, may be navigating her own internal recalibration. Are they being asked to step up? Or are they being drawn in by default as the monarchy's bench thins? Some tabloids have hinted at tensions. Financial pressures, the weight of appearances, and the long shadow cast by family history. It's worth remembering that Zara's parents, Anne and Mark Phillips, also grappled with public and private expectations. And though Anne herself has become the monarchy's most respected workhorse, her own romantic path was far from smooth. Could Zara and Mike be reliving or rewriting that legacy? There's also the matter of positioning. When Charles ascended, many believed Anne, Edward, and even Beatrice and Eugene might fill the gaps left by more dramatic exits. But now, quietly, consistently, the Tindalls have become key players, and not without pressure. Observers note that Zara's poise at public events has sharpened. Her speeches, her posture, her deference to protocol, all elevated. Mike, too, has adapted. More cautious, more polished. The jokes still land, but the edge is softer. There's a sense, perhaps unspoken, that they are preparing for something, a shift. And yet, officially nothing has changed. No titles granted, no roles confirmed, just appearances, smiles, and occasional telling comments. It's the silence that speaks loudest. What's also worth noting is how the Tindalls are increasingly used as the monarchy's soft landing pad. When public sentiment swings against more controversial royals, think Andrew or Harry, it's Zara and Mike who reappear in headlines, offering a refreshing contrast. Grounded, normal, safe. But being the safe pair of hands has its cost. Is the palace slowly repositioning them without formal elevation? Are they comfortable with that, or quietly struggling with it? These are the questions circulating now among royal watchers, analysts, and insiders. Another layer, the children. Zara and Mike are raising their family largely out of the spotlight. But if their own visibility continues to rise, how long before that privacy is reevaluated? Especially in a media landscape hungry for fresh faces and stories. This is where the story begins to feel less like speculation and more like inevitable progression. The monarchy needs stability. Zara and Mike offer it. But stability without boundaries is simply obligation in disguise. And that's the undercurrent driving the current conversation. It's not that Zara and Mike are in trouble. There's no confirmed fracture, no crisis, but there is momentum and pressure, both visible, both heavy. The real question may not be what's happening now, but what's coming next. Could the couple formalize their royal roles in the future, or will they resist the pull, continuing to operate in this ambiguous space, royal but not too royal? We may soon find out, because as the palace recalibrates under Charles's leadership, and as William prepares for eventual kingship, the margins are narrowing. Every senior family member is being watched, weighed, and if needed, repositioned. Zara and Mike Tindall, once the monarchy's wild cards, are now at the center of its future. Their choices and their silences will shape what comes next. And in the world of royalty, silence is rarely empty. Thank you for joining us for this closer look into the evolving roles and speculated tensions surrounding Zara and Mike Tindall. What do you think? Are they being quietly groomed for more responsibility, or are they holding the line against a deeper royal pull? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, remember, like, share, and subscribe to Crownverse, where royal